Hello everybody. Welcome back for another video. Hope you're all doing well and that you're all having an absolutely fantastic day. And without any further ado, let's jump right into it. So, about a month or two ago, time is flying by, I don't know anymore. We started getting news and information about companies who were in the Bitcoin / had been buying Bitcoin ETF space. So a lot of people, this is when people were, I told you, were perusing, as it were, the interwebs to basically look up and check out the information for the companies who were in the space. Apparently, someone has made like a list, and this also made very popular news because people are enthralled, completely in love with the idea of Bitcoin ETFs, how much money they've been accumulating, and exactly who these companies are who are buying up all this Bitcoin. Bitcoin Magazine recently posted on Twitter, and it highlighted growing institutional interest in Bitcoin, revealing the top 80 institutional holders of Bitcoin ETFs based on SEC filings. The revelation signals a milestone in crypto, suggesting increasing mainstream adoption of Bitcoin. I mean, Bitcoin's already mainstream. I think anyone who says otherwise is just completely insane at this point. Everyone knows what Bitcoin is. I think we've just gotten to the point where people know what it is, and it's just a matter of, do they own it? Are they buying it? Are they actually in the market? How many people are still on the sidelines? Here's the list right here. Yeah, you can't really see it. So here's the list right here. You probably still can also see it. The top holder is a company called Millennium Management LLC. They're holding $1.9 billion worth of Bitcoin. Below them is Susquehanna, who we heard about. This was also like about a month ago, who was, I think, previously the largest holder. Susquehanna has $1.32 billion worth of Bitcoin. A company called Horizon Kinetics, Jane Street Group, Schoenfeld, Bracebridge, Boothbay. Yeah, we heard about Boothbay a couple days ago. Boothbay has $377 million worth of Bitcoin. Morgan Stanley has $272 million worth of Bitcoin. And I'm not reading all of these names, but there's a lot of monies floating around. So yeah, someone made an actual list. I guess it makes a lot of sense, as a lot of people were quite interested as to who has this. In the last 2 weeks, we had news that a lot of companies are also holding a spot Bitcoin as well, which I mean isn't really a surprise because they've been doing that for a very long time. But I think it shocked maybe one person in the room. I'm not really sure. Since the Bitcoin ETF news, people have kind of pretended that companies and institutions weren't in the space this entire time. So upon hearing, I forgot which company it was. I don't know. They all have weird names. Between some company announcing a couple days ago that they not only have millions in the Bitcoin ETF, but they're also holding like spot Bitcoin, like the actual physical, air quote, Bitcoin themselves. You know, the imaginations are running wild. People are like, what? People also, yeah, they've been, 14 and a half years. We didn't have any ETFs. So people have been buying physical Bitcoin for a very long time because that's just how it works. So yeah, someone created a list. We're getting all the numbers and stuff now. And these are the top 80 holders, and absolutely wonderful and fantastic because, you know, they're going to keep on buying. So that's how this all works. That's the Bitcoin ETF news, because there's always some every single day. Moving along, we're still getting, I don't want to say far too much, but we're still getting a lot of like interest rate cut news. For those of you who haven't been keeping up with it and or paying attention, basically all the analysts right now are announcing or saying that they're expecting an interest rate cut. So like not now, but somewhere down the line. Basically, for those of you who also weren't here, we started hearing at the end of last year that this year We would have 4 different interest rate cuts, and none of them have transpired. We don't have any of them, simply because the Fed keeps saying that they're getting inflation under control when they're really not, because prices keep going up. And if they have to actually lower the interest rates like other countries are doing right now, it's not helping out the economy. It's only making inflation worse. And this is why we're seeing a number of other fiat currencies also hitting the fan right now. But popular people within the cryptocurrency space are saying that the Fed will and must cut interest rates, and we don't know if or when it's going to happen. The time frame that we've also recently received was winter and or December. Not holding breath. I don't believe that any of it's actually going to happen. Yeah, they're talking about the exhaustion of American savings. Most people don't have savings at all, so I guess it's like extra exhausted at this point. People are being laid off. People already don't have a lot of money. People haven't been saving, as I am a huge advocate for. This goes out to everyone. This is financial advice. Stop buying stuff you don't need. Please start saving more money. I mean, just clear as day. The economy everywhere now is horrible, and it doesn't look like it's going to be getting any better anytime soon. While the stock market might be going up, the stock market is not an indicator of how well the economy is doing. And it looks like this train is missing a couple of wheels. And it looks like we're going to be on this train for a very long time, as economic policies are not going to change. Yeah, so as far as economic slowdown, it's going to continue for a while. People are still assuming, I'm still seeing this news floating around, that we're going to move into a recession and depression and obsession and all these other things like that. But yeah, it's not good. It's not going to get any better for a while. So hopefully you can help it and you stop buying stuff that you don't need, or sell some of the stuff that you don't need on eBay and put that into a savings account. And do not put money into crypto that you cannot afford to lose. Do not do that. Make sure you have savings. Make sure you have money on the side. It's very important because, logic. So yeah, a lot of people are talking in the crypto space are still talking about interest rate cuts and when it's going to happen. And the generalized idea is still this year and also towards the end of this year. Not holding my breath, but I guess it's cool to be blue in the face. That's the interest rate cut news. Moving along. This is also popping up a lot as well. Not really. Did I miss something? What's happening right now? So every time I go onto Twitter, I appreciate the optimism, but I keep seeing a lot of people talking about XRP, and XRP's price is about to pump, and XRP is pumping, and XRP is doing this, and XRP is about to do that. I mean daily at this point. I'm seeing some kind of news about XRP is going up by 7 cents. XRP is about to hit 65 cents. It's going to do it later. And I don't know where it's coming from. I know we've had a lot of great like Ripple, XRP, lawsuit news. Lawsuit might be over, like these kinds of things. But is someone has someone been like orchestrating a we're going to the moon tomorrow kind of thing for XRP? Because I keep seeing that over and over and over. And that's also what this news is about as well. Oliver Michael, CEO of wow, that's a name. Tokentus Investment AG, recently shared his analysis of XRP's potential during an interview with Der Aktionär reporter. The discussion, which took place on the floor of the Frankfurt Stock Exchange, centered on XRP's price performance in 2024 and the reasons behind investor confidence. Michael explained that XRP's price has been relatively stagnant it's been stagnant since 2020 because of the SEC. This isn't like, some kind of a revelation. It's been because of the SEC and their lawsuit. Hovering between 50 cents and 52 cents. That's crazy. We've gotten news for those of you who missed it or closed your ears as it happened. Ripple has partnered with dozens of central banks who are currently buying XRP. Like, we know that these banks are buying XRP and plan on using it, and other companies are already using it. I didn't realize that it was literally just between 50 and 52 cents. That's insane. According to a chart from 2014 until June 2024, maybe 2014 is not correct. Okay, this lack of movement contrasts sharply with recent price fluctuations of Ethereum, Solana, Cardano, you name it, as the reporter pointed out during the interview. However, Michael emphasized a historical trend that fuels investor optimism. Between 2014 and early 2017, XRP exhibited a wedge pattern in a significant breakout, registering a staggering 4,300% increase. During this period, the price of XRP surged from it was half of 1 cent. In January 2017, that's when I began talking about it. I was like, hey, these people are working with banks and this coin is under 1 cent. Is anyone else buying? To 25 cents by December, reflecting a 40-fold rise. The breakout was preceded by a period of sideways movement, after which XRP continued its upward trajectory, reaching an all-time high of $3.84. Michael calculated that the total increase from XRP's pre-bull run lows translated to a remarkable 39,700% gain in price. Drawing upon, this is a very long article. Long story short, he thinks that XRP might do the exact same thing again. He says the pressure is building and everyone is anticipating an upward breakout soon. I think that's the entirety of the cryptocurrency market. But I think XRP is probably one of the coins that's like the most overdue. I didn't realize that it was that insane that it literally has just gone from 50 cents to 52 cents, despite all the news that we've been getting. From my vantage point, hear me out here, it seems completely and utterly logical that if a central bank is buying up XRP, they probably want to make sure that the price remains the same as the I'm not really sure, but much like the fact that we can go 3 months, you understand that, with Bitcoin not moving in price, despite seeing hundreds of millions of dollars. Like, I just showed you the chart with all those people who've been buying up. Like, you've seen the numbers. So it makes sense, but also does not make sense from the fact of the world is changing kind of perspective. I think that the majority of the market, if not the big wigs as well, are just waiting for the lawsuit to be over. It's the only thing that my mind can conceptualize, because they've had way too much, and I'm not remembering all of it as well. They've had way too much good news. Even last year, I think it was every week there was some kind of XRP. Ripple purchased this company. Ripple's bought a crypto exchange. This bank in Japan is using XRP. These people just bought 50. It's always something. And we had news also from Garlinghouse and the other people at Ripple that when they do unlock their escrow and we get news that they sold 300 million XRP, they're not selling it to the market. They're literally selling it to central banks and other companies who want this much XRP. Like, it's all going to them. None of it is actually hitting the market. So XRP is one of those coins that I think will be studied for a very long time as simply like, what the fudge happened? Why weren't prices moving? But we can say that about the wider market right now, but for 4 years, no substantial movements despite all the good news. I just tell myself it must be some kind of manipulation, accumulation, or something that's happening. because they're going public for a reason. They made a stable coin for a reason. We've seen the list of the companies and institutions and central banks who they're working with. So, yeah, I mean, I think a $10, $15 XRP is all but a given at this point. It's just a matter of when. Speculation is still quite high that the lawsuit is basically just about over, but we'll see what happens. Yeah, very popular news. This guy predicting a 2,000% rally for XRP. It's just a matter of when for me. Yeah, that's the XRP news. Moving along. Also in the news, Itaú Unibanco, the largest bank in Brazil and apparently all of Latin America, has recently reported the availability of cryptocurrency trading services for all of their users. Many banks last year announced that they were going to, integrate, utilize cryptocurrencies on their platform in some sort of way. And then we found out, reading the actual news story, that they were basically only going to allow very wealthy people to have access to crypto first, which is messed up. And, it should be for everyone. But it's happened in every country. The system's corrupt for a reason. Anyway, so the trickle down method is that once they've allowed these sophisticated investors to have their go at crypto, then the market ends up opening up for basically everyone else. Through Ion, the bank's in-house investment platform, customers can purchase Bitcoin and Ether, a feature previously available to only selected users. Banks are realizing the potential of offering cryptocurrencies, yada, yada, yada. Itaú Unibanco, the largest bank in Brazil, has 60 million customers and close to 100,000 employees. They've announced the general availability of cryptocurrency trading services for their customers. While this feature was launched in December, the functionality was only available for selected customers and was slowly expanded to more users. Cool. Fantastic. Brazil has been the leading space in Latin America when it comes to cryptocurrency and to Bitcoin adoption. Not exactly sure why. I'm not in Brazil. And I don't think I know any Brazilians who talk about crypto. Anyway, the point is, yeah, they've been doing it incredibly well. Brazil's also one of the, if not the first places that we heard about publicly. Their cities are also collecting Bitcoin as well for their treasuries and have been doing so for a while. So news like this is incredibly important, but it never ends up making popular news. Hearing that 60 million people now have access to this form of Bitcoin through also through their bank accounts and stuff like that as well, never ends up making into headline news, especially not as popular as the entire PayPal Bitcoin thing from a couple of years ago. But yeah, cool. So apparently Bitcoin and Ethereum are available to all their customers. This is what I usually always talk about as well. When it comes to solidification within the actual market, Bitcoin and Ethereum are kind of the only really solid choices within the market. And I say that just from pure logic. I've been going over that for years, regardless of how many people try to argue against me. It'll be a very significant day when we actually get a third ETF for another coin, or we start hearing normally the largest bank in Brazil is now offering Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP. It's usually always Bitcoin and Ether. Just making sure to throw that out there because we had that. I remember in 2017, 2018, I was like, I feel like Bitcoin and Ether are kind of like the main coins in the market. There are other ones, of course, that will also make you money. But everyone was like, no, it's going to be IOTA. IOTA's going to be. And I was like, okay. So yeah, until we start hearing from other banks and stuff like that, not even other coins, just constantly the same coins over and over. that third coin is going to skyrocket in price. So yeah, that's the largest bank in Brazil. Bitcoin and Ethereum news. Let's move on. Also in the newses, Metaplanet, a publicly traded company focused on Bitcoin, on the Tokyo Stock Exchange has purchased an additional 23.35 Bitcoin, bringing their holdings up to 141 Bitcoin. And this is I don't understand why people do this. A lot of people were reporting that they have 141 Bitcoin, but they did it with a decimal place, and the decimal is 141.0727. So it looks like they own either 6 or 7 figures worth of Bitcoin. Why do people do stuff like that? No one ever does an additional 2 decimal places. You would say 141.07 or just round and simply say 141. Anyway, worth $9.62 million worth of Bitcoin. So cool. Awesome. I think we had them. I think we had them in the news before a couple of weeks ago. We just had one 2 days ago. I think it was another Japanese company, not Metaplanet. I forgot what they were called. I don't remember the names. Who also announced that they were adding Bitcoin to their treasury. It's kind of cool to see this news popping up again. This is this is nearly reminiscent of what the news was like years and years ago. I mean, every single day we were either getting whale news or people buying news. A lot of the news back then had to do with like Bitcoin mining and who's mining, like that kind of thing. But we always got news that there was a company who bought 23 Bitcoin. They bought 800 Bitcoin. And this was, this was major news, and actually used to have like a bit of influence on Bitcoin's price. But just to clarify, 141 Bitcoin for one company means that 141 millionaires and billionaires on the planet will never be able to own an entire coin. Yeah, it's quite significant. Even if even if it's not 700 million bajillion dollars worth of Bitcoin inflows, no, this is still super significant. Like, that's money off the table that like millionaires and billionaires are going to have a hard time in the future not owning Bitcoin. Anywho, that's the Metaplanet news. Cool. Fantastic. Moving along. Also in the news, this was actually cool, and I'm glad that they've done this, because this opens up the market to an enormous amount of people now. Metamask has announced that they have a pooled staking function, enabling users to stake any amount of Ether and earn rewards natively on the wallet. For those of you who do not know, Metamask is not spoken about as much anymore, but Metamask is kind of the most popular Ethereum wallet. It's made by Consensus, a portion of the co-creators of Ethereum. It's an app on your phone. It's also on your web browser as well. Not affiliated, but MetaMask is kind of like it. They allow and have all ERC20 tokens, so any coin built on top of Ethereum is supported there. They support multiple chains, what have you, Polygon, etc. And they just finally opened up staking. So normally, if you want to stake Ethereum by yourself, you have to have over 32 Ether. You can join a staking pool, but especially some of the ones I've seen online, they were quite difficult to be able to do. So now they have a staking function within the actual app, so you can basically earn passive income from holding your Ether for doing absolutely nothing, essentially. According to the announcement, this new feature from Consensus allows users to participate in the broader Ethereum security, previously limited to those who had 32 Ether or more, which is not a lot of people. They said with pooled staking, MetaMask users now have an easy way to stake ETH in enterprise-grade validators, while maintaining full control of their Ether, earning rewards, and making Ethereum more secure. We're excited to bring our staking solution to many more MetaMask users. I have to look more into this. I want to see if they're using liquid staking or if they're using actually like if you are paid out immediately in Ether. So the way that Ethereum staking, and it does for many other secure blockchains as well, is that so the similar to how you have when you're mining Bitcoin, you have all these machines and you need to keep them plugged in because that's what's keeping Bitcoin secure. If Bitcoin falls in price, you can't get scared and unplug the machines because you'll ruin the security of Bitcoin. Staking is the exact same way, and instead of having all those machines, you basically have the coins. So you have to stake them in the inside the actual network. And in order to keep network security, if the price falls, they made it so that you can't take out your coins immediately because people are very fickle and don't really understand what a lot of this technology is or does or how it functions. So what a lot of crypto exchanges have done, if people want to basically get their money back, they have like a liquid staking feature. Some of them have like a liquid token and or you kind of get like another coin that signifies Ethereum's price. So you get your money back kind of immediately. Even though the coins on their end are still staked, it's not difficult, but it's a little difficult to kind of go through. So I wonder exactly how they're doing this or plan on doing this. But no, but this is great. Like this is something that we also talked about in 2018 when Ether was far cheaper, and also like the idea of the future of like passive income. So like this is what the future is going to be for those of you who didn't know or who are completely unaware. Basically, those who hold the assets will have all the money, and those who have the assets who are able to like make passive income from them, that's the future that we're all currently being promised. But yeah, this is great news. I hope that they continue building out. MetaMask has kind of like hyper evolved. I'm with them, but not 1000% with them. They also, I mean, once again, it's convenient for a lot of people, but I think I'm very old school with a lot of my thinking. You can use PayPal with MetaMask. You can use Visa and MasterCard. There's all these different things. But also, I don't care for like the sharing of information of transactions as much as other people just simply don't even think that way. But yeah, MetaMask continues to do MetaMasky things. They'll continue to be popular. I'm going to check it out to see exactly how they're doing this, because I know a couple of friends who were looking to stake their Ether, but they didn't want to join a random staking pool on some website, on some exchange or something like that. So yeah, this might be the actual solution. Okie dokie. I think that's going to do it for this video. Hope you're all doing well. Hope you're all taking care of yourself. Hope you're all making sure to relax every now and again. Try and do something fun. Try and get away from stressful situations, because we already have too many of those. The cryptocurrency news continues to be quite nice every single day. The optimism is there. People are expecting prices to continue jumping higher and higher. We're still seeing the news of a $100,000 Bitcoin, you know, crossing fingers and toes, because I guess at some point we do have to get there. Thank you all once again for watching, listening, liking, commenting, and supporting. And I will most certainly be talking to you all soon. See you.